With us now in the studio is Ben McBean. He's a veteran of the Royal Marines and also somebody who knows Prince Harry from those times. And Ben, really good to see you here in the studio. How well do you know him?
Not that well, not as from the outside of the military. I only know him from like his time in the military, so to speak. And when we were in Afghanistan, we flew back together. And then I met him for the first time after that, after my injuries. And that side of Harry, who was in the military, and just after, yeah, absolute top-class dude.
And as a veteran of the military, what do you make of him, his disclosures about the time there, the number of people he killed? How does that sit with you?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's his story, and he was there in Afghanistan. He fought. He was in a different place to where I was, and that's what he went through. That's war. But I suppose it's almost like you like eat your meat, but don't know how it's made, if you know what I mean. That's the reality of war. Whether you should have... I'd understand that, and the guys who he was with probably understand that in the military, but saying it out loud to civilians who don't really maybe get it, obviously doesn't sit well with them. So
you don't agree then with some of these people that we've interviewed, top military people who've said that's potentially jeopardising security of himself and other people who are still serving?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was wise that he said that out loud. That's probably what happened, but it's not wise to say it out loud, because then he's already got a target on his back more so than anyone else, and it's probably a bit bigger now. And yeah, it has potentially caused security risk for himself, his family, which is the last thing he needs, on top of all the other stuff he's got on his plate anyway. But he said it now, and why he said it, I don't know, but maybe he was just asked a question, he just answered it, and that's how he kind of keeps his conscience clear. I don't know, but it probably wasn't the best idea.
He's said a lot of things, hasn't he, Ben? He's very keen that his side of the story is out there. Now, you've described him as a top bloke, I think you said. What do you think of the fact that these stories, he keeps coming out with them? Do you think he's wise to do that? Do you think he's right to tell his side of the story?
I suppose, if that's... I mean, we've heard a lot of what's in the media, and then he's felt like from America he can say his piece, so fair enough, if that's what he wants to say. It's now up to you whether you believe him or not. The thing is, it's kind of you're on their side or the royal family side, so to speak. There's no real in-between, so if you say anything, then you get linked to one or the other. But he's decided to say what he said, and it's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But he felt that's the right thing to do, him and his family, so he's done it.
And his one of the themes that always comes through is he believes that the way his now wife, then fiancée, was treated was appalling, particularly by the UK media, and that there were strong elements of racism and misogyny in there. Do you agree? Do you think that is how she was treated?
I did feel like every day it was Harry and Meghan in a negative way in the media, and it even like I wasn't that interested at first. I was just happy for them, and then it kind of got on my nerves after a while because it was constant. But then when they moved away, he felt like from there he could say his piece, and he said his piece, and then it was up to us to see how we felt about it, which we have. And I just think then now, you know, if they're racist or this or that, just don't talk to them. Just go and live your life, rather than coming back for a little bit more and a little bit more. Because, like today's happened, it's not really done him any favours, so...
So you think that he should just keep his peace now and...
Yeah, I think he said
move on.
A lot, enough overall for us to work out, you know, how he feels about his family. And he's got enough money in the bank, he's got a beautiful family. Go and enjoy the rest of your life and just chill. You know, keep coming back, fighting for whatever, then... Right now, it's not really going down too well. But it's sad because he's such a good guy as well.
I was just going to say, but you feel sad, but you feel personally sad about it.
Just like, he is, like, not everyone knows him like that. I don't know him that well, but I know him enough to say he's a good guy. And a lot of guys will say exactly the same. And almost like what he's done in the military is kind of being overlooked because he's done more than most for this country.
Yeah, and people say that we mustn't overlook that he was very well respected for his time that he served. Is that true? Is that an opinion that's universally held?
I think the only
amongst the military
negative thing, military-wise, that he's done, in my opinion, is probably released saying I killed X amount of people, because you just wouldn't really say that, even if you had. It's not a rule, but you just probably wouldn't say it. But apart from that, like, I mean, he wasn't Apache pilot. We used them all the time. We needed them. In any war, you'd need them. And he was up there helping us out big time. So, and then he's Invictus Games, all the money he's raised for charity, all the awareness and stuff. And he's a good, decent bloke. But he's gone down a different route at the minute, and that's overshadowing everything. But I don't think the military now dislike him or anything like that. I think the lads still think he's cool. But I think it's fair to say that he probably shouldn't have mentioned a couple of bits that he was up to out there.
Yeah. This book hasn't even been published yet. Are you going to be reading it?
Probably not, nope.
No?
No.
Why not?
I don't know, because Harry's a cool guy, and he went to war, he did his thing and whatever else, and he felt he had to move for safety of his family and everything. And I just think, you know what, good for him. And if that's the last thing he's going to say and live happily ever after, then good for him. I don't need to go into, like, look into all the details of the this and the that. I mean, I'll probably hear it, because it will all come out anyway, but I won't be buying the book and sitting there and really getting into it, because I'll just leave him be it, like, you know, let him get on with his life.
Happy to have the memories that you had from the time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you wish him well.
And that's why when I posted a tweet the other day, and I just said, mate, just shut up, man, just leave it, because, like, this is like the good you, and at the minute it's kind of going down that route, and, like,
We've still got 4 interviews to come.
Well, there we go, and yeah, I think I won't say anything more about it.
All right. Well, really good to have you here in the studio talking to us about your time with him and your thoughts. Thank you very much indeed.